Hello and welcome to the Help Is Here podcast, brought to you by the Beyond Compulsion Academy. Today we're talking about whether you should choose to be on social media when you are trying to overcome porn addiction. A lot of our clients have actually struggled with their social media use and have learned that it can be a little bit more helpful to actually stop scrolling on social media. And there's a lot to talk about really on this subject. Mary, welcome on the podcast.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on social media? You know, let's say you're trying to overcome your porn addiction. Should you be on it?
Well, the thing is one of the guys messaged us and he said he was talking about like he was scrolling reels or whatever he was on. I don't know what app, but he said, "Oh, I know how you guys feel about social media. Like we have this big judgment about social media and like we're anti-social media." And it reminds me of people, you know, thinking that we're like anti-addiction too, you know, where it's like do whatever you want to do, you know. No, we're not sitting over here judging everybody's addictions or whatever. It's like if you're struggling in a behavior, you can't stop doing it and it's harming your life. Hey, we can help you with that, right? But we're not like the anti-addiction movement or something. Do you know what I mean? It's like we're anti-slavery to addiction. We're kind of anti-mistreatment of addiction, you know. But if you have an addictive behavior, something you do a lot and you're all good with that, well, crack on, as you would say, right? I'm starting to pick up your terms like literally. So crack on. But like anti-social media, we're not anti-social media. But what we do know is that social media is set up to be very addictive. I mean, you know, open your eyes and look. I mean, people are just like, they get stuck in it. They spend hours and hours every day. Reels and TikTok, all designed to be like that short form content, like, oh, get in there and, you know, can't stop or whatever. And when someone is trying to overcome an addiction like porn or any other addiction for that matter, and they just go on this these addictive platforms, these addictive apps, they're just going to reinforce addictive neural pathways. And they're never going to, I mean, eventually maybe they're going to get to a peak of withdrawal. But the thing is without those peaks of withdrawal, for you to be able to get through and really change your pathways, don't really accomplish anything. And if you just keep kind of reinforcing it, okay, well, maybe I'm not doing my other, addictive behavior over here, but I'm doing this scrolling all the time. You don't get breakthroughs. You don't get really big changes that are tangible, that you can feel, that are going to motivate you, because they show you what it's like to not be stuck in the addictive behavior. And then you're like, yeah, I want more of this, right? But if you're just feeding it, scrolling, it's in short form content, it is just, I don't know. I don't think anyone can really hang on with that kind of substitution going on. So we're just encouraging people to abstain from social media during this process. And a lot of times people like you, I mean, you realize, oh, once you get free of your addiction, you're like, well, this, social media is kind of a waste of time. It's just like this addictive thing. It's like picking at yourself. You know what I mean? It's people do that too addictively, it's biting your fingernails or whatever. It's like, it's just another compulsive behavior that isn't going to serve you in the long-term big picture of freedom from addictive desire. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a lot. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
I think the thing that stands out for me is, so like today, as I was saying to you earlier, before we press record, is I've been spending some time going through old messages with clients, sort of trying to pick up on any common themes where people have maybe struggled with something a little bit. And yeah, social media was definitely a big one, but another one was the focus on not doing something. So there was quite a few messages from a range of clients saying like, today's been quite tough, it's been hard, but I managed not to watch porn. And like every time we're obviously correcting that thinking, saying like, well, actually, let's lose the not. It's more about what are you choosing to do and why, which is, choosing the temporary discomfort and changing your neural pathways. And when you see the goal, not as okay, we're going to not watch porn or we're not going to be on social media. And instead of like, how much temporary discomfort can I experience? How much can I think things through rationally in the present moment and change my brain basically so that I get to live like a way better life? Things really start to shift. And this is the thing with social media is if you're choosing to engage with it and you're scrolling every time you've got that temporary discomfort because you're in the withdrawal or you're in the porn addiction, you've got these desires. Well, if you're not actually experiencing the temporary discomfort and you're not, thinking it through rationally and changing those neural pathways, you just go into social media as a replacement, as a substitute. We're denying ourselves the opportunity to actually rewire the brain in the way which is going to really create these feelings of complete self-trust and confidence and self-esteem and knowing that you can deal with any desire, which for me is the thing which leads to the real like permanent mental freedom of, oh yeah, I'm good. I can be in any situation at any time, any place. I'm always going to know how to deal with desires and therefore I'm never going to get out of control and I'm good now. I'm no longer like addicted to anything.
Yeah, well, it's just putting it off too, putting off the inevitable. Going through withdrawal is a necessary part of the process. And if you're just, minimizing it, minimizing social media, like, oh, well, it's just a little this, it's a little that. You're doing yourself a disservice because you're just delaying the inevitable process of the peaks of withdrawal, which are really necessary to really, really, like I said, feel that tangible sort of, change in the brain. And if you, it's easy to minimize because it's so normalized. It's like food compulsion now. It's almost as bad. They're having commercials of scoliosis and all that ridiculous crap. Like there was one. You deserve to scroll. I saw that on TV. You deserve to scroll. And it's so normalized that, and I mean, you just walk down the street. What are you going to see? The people at the bus stops, the kids. I used to drive past this high school all the time on my way to the art center where I used to work. And, the kids are standing on they get out of school right at that time. And all these kids are standing on the sidewalk. Nobody's talking to each other. So, I mean, it's so normalized that nobody questions it at this point, and of course we're questioning it for a different reason. I mean, it's for freedom from addictive behaviors to abstain from social media, not, I mean, I would like to attack it globally, actually. It's like, come on, like, what are we creating in our kids? It's just like little robots, so but we're not on an anti-social media movement here. That's not happening. So yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
gotta give advice that is pertinent. We gotta give the advice to the guys if they want to succeed, You stop watching porn and then you're like, Instagram. I mean, come on, man. Instagram is porn. Yeah, okay, people could say, well, I have my business on there and I have this on there and I have that on there, but mostly Instagram is people trying to look sexy or whatever, I mean, it's just a bullshit platform. I hate Instagram. Sorry, I'm not anti-social media.
You're not
Okay,
anti-social
now I'm
media
just
now.
talking shit. Yeah, sorry. I'll shut up
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
No, it's funny. I'm only messing when I say you're not
Mhm.
anti-social media because right then you was sounding
Yeah,
like you're pretty
definitely
anti-social media,
anti-social
right?
media. Well, the thing is I'm anti-slavery. I'm anti-social media for our guys, that are trying really hard to do this work and get free. And then they got, these girls, like they go on Instagram and they got these girls, all the hookers on Instagram in their face, I mean, they're a bunch of hookers is what they are, and yeah, that kind of pisses me off, but it's not that's not our movement here. Our movement is freedom from addiction. That's the point. But and if you're going to get free, if you want to get free from addiction, I don't recommend Instagram, TikTok, whatever else. I don't even know the platforms out there. The only thing I look at is Facebook, and I do that very rarely. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It was
mm,
funny on the group call last night though, because we had a client who was talking about how he's no longer on social media, right? And he was sort of explaining like discipline and like his
Oh,
habits
yeah.
and his way of life to some of his friends. And he was like cracking up talking about it because he was saying how his friends just didn't get what he was on about at all because like he's been in the Beyond Compulsion Academy quite a while, you know, and he's in a really good place with it all at the moment. And it was kind of funny, like just the way he was talking about it, because this is the thing is what we're talking about today, it might come across like we're saying, oh, you've got to get off social media. Like if you go on social media, you know, you're going to stay in addiction forever or some bullshit like that. It's not really what we're saying, but until I guess you've started to think about things in the same way as us, it may
Yeah.
not actually come across in the right way. Like we may be getting lost in translation to some people,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Well, you won't want to go on social media. I mean, that I'm glad you brought up the discipline thing because that was so interesting yesterday at group. And like I said in group, when I used this method to stop smoking all those years ago, I very specifically remember sitting at this bar with my friend and people were smoking, or I don't think he was a smoker. He was a pot smoker, but, um, and he said to me, "You're so disciplined." And I was just like, "Oh, well, but I don't want to smoke anymore." You know what I mean? So it's like there's no need for discipline when when you don't want to do something, right? But now our society is everybody's so addicted to everything. They're just like wanting, 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 wanting all the time. And like I said, where the like people at the art center, they would go like see like someone brought in some cookies. Oh, go hide those cookies in the back room because I'm gonna get out of control. Or they say shit like, "Oh, look, those cookies are dangerous." I'm like, they're cookies, they're not, and they're not going to attack you. It's like, but that idea that everybody wants to be out of control all the time in some way or another, then you require this discipline where I don't feel like there's anything I really need to like discipline myself, because I don't have like desires that are out of control that cause me harm. Do you know what I mean? So it was
Yeah.
really interesting to that group call. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, yeah, I did enjoy it last night. It was good. I think the point you said there about those cookies are dangerous is an
Yeah.
interesting one because in a way though, some people could think what we're saying about social media is we're saying like social media is dangerous. But I think the point we're getting across is that you can go on social media, you can choose that, but it's about being aware of the consequences and making that decision for yourself, which is why with some clients I've personally refrained from even saying to guys like get off social media and like actually giving that advice and instead kind of letting people make that choice themselves,
Yeah.
but giving them the information that they require to make a rational choice themselves and not downplaying the consequences because there can be some real bad consequences of being on social media, especially if you're trying to stop
Well,
watching
yeah.
pornography.
It's how you frame it too. Don't say to the guys, get off of social media, right? You say, hey, you can choose social media, but if that's a choice you make, you're probably going to delay your withdrawal for a very long time. You're going to feel like always kind of edgy and compulsive and kind of, you're not going to feel real progress. You go ahead and do it, but what do you want for yourself? Yeah, and the thing is as far as like social media being dangerous, well, for people that are in that helplessness mindset, yeah, well, they go on social media and then there they are 10 hours later, their eyeballs have fallen out and they're like, oh, because they've spent like all this time just like in the depths. Oh, well, like what is this thing? Doom scrolling. Now, this is an actual term, that people like it's like doom scrolling, like getting into that terrible place of like you can't stop and looking at things that are frightening or whatever doom scrolling means. I don't even care. I hate when they make up terms, stupid terms like that when it comes to like addictive behaviors that really have potential can cause potential harm. It's like quit making up
Mm.
cute terms about it,
Yeah.
because
I
it's
think when you
dangerous.
really break down what the real issue is in our context anyway. Because again, context is key here. We're not saying no one should ever go on social media again or whatever. It's just we help people overcome pornography addiction. Now, with the guys we work with anyway, what can happen is they'll go on social media and really they're consenting to that helplessness because they know the algorithm eventually is going to basically show them some kind of sexual content. And then the junky thought is,
Yeah.
well, I'm not really looking for anything sexual, so this is okay.
Just social
Or this
media.
isn't porn. Yeah, yeah. I'm just scrolling on social media like everyone else. This is fine. I had that thought many times in the past as well. So I've been there, but you end up looking at sexual content and then you want to look at more sexual content. Like that's what's likely to happen for a lot of people. If you're trying to overcome a porn addiction, scrolling on social media a lot, like let's be real, like you are going to see sexual content eventually. And now when you see that sexual content, you're going to want to look at more sexual content because that's how this shit works. So then you're just increasing your desires more than is
Yeah.
necessary. And what's really
Yeah.
cool about all of this is for me and, like I think maybe 2 or 3 other guys on our group call last night, we've all stopped using social media now. And in agreement, we can say with confidence, like, you don't miss out on anything. Like, you just don't. Like, you can literally go and, like, if you're a Beyond Compulsion Academy member, you could literally watch our video back because we recorded it. And you'll hear, like, one of the guys on the group call just being like, what? Like, why would I be on social media? Like, what is the point?
Yeah.
Like, you get
Yeah.
literally nothing from it. Like, you know who
Yeah.
I'm talking about when I'm speaking like that, right?
Yeah.
Because you realize on the other side that all you're getting is temporary relief from the desire to go on social media again. And that desire to go on social media is created by going on social media. It's not some like underlying deep trauma or loneliness or boredom. It's when
Yeah.
you go on social media, you wire your brain to want to go on social media more. So you're just going around in circles and circles and circles. When you get out of that loop entirely, what you realize is actually social media is pretty shit. Like it doesn't really give you much in life other than
Yeah.
temporary relief.
And, I find it to be pretty annoying too. Like, it's like, different TV shows that I watch or whatever, whether it's like, I watch a lot of reality TV shows, like, like the competitions, like The Voice and American Idol. I like a lot of the music competitions and things like that. And now they're all like, you know, got to be like the coaches on The Voice that are sitting in their chairs, The Voice where they're turned backwards, they hear the voice and they turn if they want to, get this person on their team. Well, they're all got their phones, and now they're all going to jump up and do this thing, and we got to put this on TikTok. We got to put this on, make a reel, whatever. And they're all like, I'm just like, just sit down and judge, just sit down and. This is about
Yeah.
music, but it's all they're got all their phones are out all the time, and
Yeah.
it's distracting from the show itself, and I don't know. It's in all the
How's
shows
that?
now. But yeah.
I know what you mean. Like the normalization of just being on your phone all the time and being on
Yeah.
social media is pretty insane in
No,
society. I was at a party.
we see
Go
what's
ahead.
happening in this show. We see you, we see this person, we see you. We don't need to see you making a video of you and them. I mean, we don't need to see that,
Yeah.
If you want to do it later, whatever, but we're watching this show because we want to hear this person sing the song. We want to see, whatever. We don't want to see you recording you and, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I was
And
at
I've
a
been on
party.
like, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was at a party on Saturday night, and it's like a gym party. No, it was Friday night actually. It was the running club party on Saturday, gym party on Friday, and I'm there talking to a couple of guys, and this girl comes over to us three, and she's pretty drunk. Now we have like a conversation for about 30 seconds, and she says something like, "Oh, what time do you go to the gym, and what's your workout like, or whatever." And it's just like a pretty boring conversation. And then
Yeah.
she's like, "Yeah, so you guys got Instagram?" And we were all just like, no. Like, one of the guys actually did have Instagram, the other guy didn't, and then I didn't, but we were just like, no. But it's like, what is the point in that? Like, if you want to have a conversation with someone in person, why not just have the conversation there? Like, why are we meeting in person, meeting
Yeah.
someone for the first
Right.
time? Within like less than a minute, it's already right. Let's go talk on
Instagram.
Instagram, or like, let's follow each other. Like, what's the point in that? Like, this is the opportunity right here, right now to get to know each other if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
We all said no, and then she went and moved on and spoke to some girls next to us, including I think my girlfriend was like next to me, and went up to that group of girls. But it's just like, what's the point in
Yeah.
that? Like, is that really how we want to have our social interactions, where
Well-
we're trying to get away from real life and into the digital world? Why not just do the like, well, why would you
The
do
real
that? It just
life.
makes no sense.
Yeah, a couple
Yeah,
things. You say like they say you talking about when do you do your workout? What do you do your workout at the gym? Oh my God, these conversations about workout and food. It's just like I get so bored. I went to, well, this has been a few years because I haven't played volleyball for a few years, but um, I went over to this, just this pickup out in at this park. And these people started talking about pizza. And I'm like, they went on and on and on and on about pizza. And I'm just like, we're talking like, some dough, some sauce, some cheese, like how how long can we sit here and talk about pizza? Can we like have a real conversation about, something other than food and workout? It's like it gets so damn boring. But then there was something else I was gonna say, but now I forgot. Had to do with oh, that was it. Yeah. So went on vacation with a girl a while back, right? And it's like she's recording the vacation. I'm like, can we just like have this vacation? No, I don't want to get in a in a real, doing whatever. It's like I just want to enjoy the vacation, not record the vacation. It just took so much away from being present. You know what I mean? Being present in the
100%.
experience. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
To record it, to
absolutely.
put on social media. But she was an Instagrammer, so it's like, no, I don't want that. Yeah,
And there's so much more we could talk about in terms of
yeah,
how there can be the whole comparison fatigue, how it doesn't really show a real representation of someone's life. And there's a million other consequences to choosing to engage in social media. But I think just to break it down, if you're trying to overcome a porn addiction and you're really struggling, what you may find is that if you stop going on social media, it makes the whole process a lot smoother and actually easier as well. And that's the framing you want to have is it's not like, oh my God, it's going to be so difficult. I'm no longer on social media or like, I can't go on social media because Tom and Mary did a podcast about it. Like that's
yeah,
bullshit. Like you
yeah,
can
yeah.
go on social media,
I
but
go
what do
on
you
social
want? Like,
media.
yeah,
It's like I
yeah,
rarely go on social media, but yeah, it's just it's again, it's framing, it's how you're going to frame this thing. It's like if you want to keep participating in a behavior that is obviously set up to be addictive, to suck you in. And the thing is now social media, it's all such bullshit because I mean it was bullshit to begin with in my opinion, um but the AI stuff, you don't know. And I mean, nothing's real anymore. It's just like such an unreality. It's like living in some kind of weird movie or something. Yeah, you don't know what's true. I mean, it's like people, oh, I got to be on there to keep up with the news. Yeah, bullshit. It's like you don't know what's true on there. It's a mess. But people are super addicted to it, so they're going to have a big resistance. So, and then and let the people that deserve to scroll, let them scroll on, and we just want to help the guys get really good solid results from getting free of the porn addiction. And using social media through that process is not it's not going to help. It's going to hurt the process. So we're just
yeah,
watching out for them, and want them to again get that freedom that they can really feel. And if you're constantly giving yourself a little this other addictive behavior, especially on screens where you guys porn addictions originated, on social media. I would bet probably most of our guys started their porn addictions on Instagram, probably, right? Where'd you
well, I
start?
don't know about that. I don't
Where'd
know.
you start?
For me, well, for me, Google Images. Yeah, when I was about 12 years old, I was just like typing in like boobs into Google and stuff like that. So, and then it progressed into
Google
like porn
boobs.
sites. Yeah, pretty much. And then eventually ended up back at social media. For me, I had like this bullshit junkie thought, which I've spoke about loads of times before, which is like, this is fine. It doesn't count. It's not porn.
Yeah.
It's on
It's
social
not a
media.
porn
It's
site.
on
Yeah.
social media. Yeah, it's almost like Instagram and like X and like, well, it was Twitter back then and like TikTok. Like these almost in my mind, in my addicted mind back then, it's like these are safe places because you can't see porn on them, which is just such bullshit looking back. It's
Yeah.
like, what are you on about? Like, there's so much sexual content on social media. It's so freaking obvious now to me, but that was
Yeah.
my mind back then. So,
Well, for
yeah.
sure, you guys
Even
with the
YouTube.
algorithms that know you, right? Because I don't see, when I go on Facebook, I don't see any sexual content, but I've
No, you
never
said on
looked for, yeah.
Instagram, on the
Yeah,
Explore page
well,
on Instagram.
Instagram, yeah, like I said, I went down there that one time, um, to look up an artist, a printmaker. I wanted to see her art because she got hired on at the art center, and I typed in Rachel B. And I didn't finish typing her last name, but as it picked up the Rachel B part, all of a sudden tits and ass in my face. It was like the whole screen was covered. I don't know, some Rachel B must be a porn star or whatever she is, but yeah, I was like, whoa. And I was at the art center. I was like, whoa, people, someone gonna see my phone is all covered with tits and ass, I was like, whoa, okay. I was just trying to see this woman's printmaking art. It was because a lot of artists, um because Instagram is so much, pictures, right? That's where they have instead of having like a Facebook or something, they have an Instagram because they're like displaying their art. So that's why I went looking on Instagram for her. But yeah, I don't think I've been on it since. And that was a
Mm,
couple of years ago now. I mean, I have absolutely no need for Instagram. Zero, zero. Yeah. I could just
yeah.
delete the app, but I mean, see, that's another thing. Block myself. I have to be disciplined to stay off Instagram. No, I don't give a shit if the app is on my phone or not. I would like literally no desire to look at Instagram. So
Mm.
yeah,
It's reasonable engagement at reasonable times, as well. I mean,
yeah,
I think what we're talking about here is more the whole searching, scrolling, just kind of going on it in this quite passive way where you're just letting
yeah,
the algorithm sort of walk all over you. If
yeah,
you've got like a really strong intention, like let's say you run a business and you're posting content on there and that's like going to actually help you help other people in some way, like, yeah, fair enough, right? Like we may end up going on Instagram one day, who knows? But if I ever set up on Instagram, I'm not going to be there scrolling. Like, why would I do that? It doesn't make any sense. I'll
yeah,
occasionally go on it to see what some of the other people in the porn addiction recovery space are posting on there.
sure.
And usually it's just like terrible advice. But that's quite
100%.
occasional. And then I'll just click off it and then it's done, really.
Well, that's like we had one of our clients who was doing well for quite a long time with the porn, and then he's like, and then he relapsed, right? And then he's like, but I'm doing these short form content things like nonstop. He like wasn't even going to work. It's like, well, you don't think
Mm.
this is a problem? Short form like reels and TikToks and like nonstop for hours and hours and hours. Well, and then he just minimized, reinforced, the old pathways. And I mean, he's doing all right now, but yeah, it's underestimated how detrimental it can be to this process of freedom from addiction, right? So
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. Detour to disaster. All right, we'll wrap it up
anti-slavery.
here. Cheers for listening. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Hopefully this is useful. If you'd like to learn more about the Beyond Compulsion method, click the link in the description where you can book a free one-on-one discovery call with myself. We can explore if you'd like to learn more and actually get the 5 facts and build a script and learn how to start rewiring your brain. Cheers for listening, and we'll see you in
Thank
the next
you.
one. Bye-bye.